Hello, it's me, Jess. Welcome to my channel. And today we are doing a lovely, juicy reading on what do people love about you? When they love you, what is it about you that they love? You can also ask the cards about a specific person or multiple people to find out what they love about you as well. So as usual, if you pick a pile and it doesn't seem to resonate, then maybe you want to try to pick a different pile and see if that resonates a little bit more. I cannot tell you how many times I've gotten comments where people are like, no, that really wasn't my situation. And then when they open up and share about their situation, it like exactly matches another pile. So it is always worth a try to shift around if it doesn't originally resonate. And the other thing I did want to mention is sometimes I get comments that say I speak either too quickly or too slowly. And I just want to make sure that everyone knows there's a little gear icon in the upper right hand corner of your YouTube video, and you can click on it and there's an option to change the playback speed. You can slow it down or speed it up, and so you can adjust my speed as it suits you whenever you're listening. So with that being said, I've got 3 piles here. Pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3. I will put the picture up and you can meditate on it and choose your piles, and I will see you at your reading. Okay, so pile number 1, what do people love about you, or what does this specific person love about you? Now, I knew that we were going to have a pile like this, and I'm not trying to blow smoke, but this is the pile where we could sit here for the next 4 hours and really pull your energy apart and talk about all the little things and all the little details that people love about you, and it still wouldn't be enough time to cover all of it, because I just feel like pile number 1, you are a very well-loved person, a very well-liked person by a number of people. Even if you are here asking about a specific person, you are well liked by a lot of people for a lot of different reasons, which gives me the sense that you are a very well-rounded person and that you have taken the time to pursue many different interests, talents, creative skills or abilities, but you've also taken the time to learn about yourself or work on yourself or things like that, explore yourself, whatever, live an examined life where you have examined these different areas of your life. And because you've done that, like, you are so holistic and well-rounded, and you come off very polished and precise in how you communicate your ideas, how you share whatever. I feel like you have a skill or a talent, and some of you guys might communicate about this, like you could be consultants or something like that. But there is some sort of a skill that you have where you have this like level of precision, and it's because you are so well-rounded and well-adapted in many areas here of your life. And so in a nutshell, that's what a lot of different people like about you, even if they don't know that's what they like about you. If they just get the sense that talking to you is different, or that you have a different perspective or a broader view on something, they might not necessarily realize that you're pulling on, knowledge that you have from another arena of life or something, but they still like really like and appreciate the experience of being around you, and just watching you kill it is what I'm hearing. Just watching you just kill it day after day. People they really, really do love that about you. And I feel for a lot of you, there's a sense that you're heaven sent. There's some very divine function that I feel like you've served here in this person's life and in other people's life. And they just thank God for you. I'm literally hearing there's a lot of people who thank God for you. And you break the mold here. For people in general, but also for this person. I can't help but feel like it's a both situation here for this group. Like, it can't be one without also being the other kind of a thing. But yeah, you break the mold, and it's in a really amazing way. It's like so appreciated. You're a breath of fresh air. Your uniqueness is a breath of fresh air, and it's so helpful and healing for a lot of people. There's a sense of like awe, wonder, and amazement of what it is that you're bringing here to the table. Now, but I also feel like there's something about your physicality. There's like a gracefulness an elegance, an intentionality, there we go, about how it is that you come across. The other thing that's really standing out to me though is I feel like in a conversation with you, there's a really, really good blend of listening and talking. And that's something people love. And it's something that this person has really noticed about you too. It's like a shining jewel that just stands out. There's not like an overabundance of silence or like awkward pauses or anything, but you're not also like hogging all the air in the room kind of a thing. So that's something that people really appreciate. Now, the other aspect of how it is you come across, I think it's in the way that you dress. Again, like you present very, very well. And even if you're saying like, well, I dress very casually, there's still an intentionality behind that. Like it doesn't come off sloppy, it comes off intentional because either it's communicating something about you and your personality, like, hi, I'm a casual person, or maybe you're dressing casually intentionally because you don't want to intimidate people. You know, maybe it's, I'm going to be honest, some of you could straight up be like on TV or something. So I don't know, maybe you know that some people could be intimidated by you or by your presence or something like that. And so you intentionally want to tone it down, something like that, right? And that's another thing that people really do love about you. And you don't have to dress casually either. That's just an example. But I do feel like this person likes the way that you come across in that way. Now, the other aspect of the way that you're coming across in line with this Aries has to do with your physicality. And remember I said you broke the mold. So for some of you, I'm getting that you might not have like originally been this person's typical type that they go for, but you've broken their mold in that regard and they find themselves just like really, really drawn in by you and by your physicality and by your beauty. Maybe they almost idealize it or something like that. That's the other way that I feel like you could break the mold physically, is that this person could just think that you are stunning, like out of this world, next world, beautiful kind of a thing. And it could even be both, like where maybe it doesn't have to be, but just take that how it resonates. There's something about your physicality that does break the mold here for this person. And I do think that a lot of you take care of your physical body, like you do hit the gym, or you pay attention to your health to the point where people ask you advice about it, or they want to ask you advice about it. And it could be because some of you, maybe you do this as a profession, something to do with the physical body, or something that requires you to take care of your physical body. So you're good at it, you're practiced at it, or you could work in like as a, okay, well I heard massage therapist, but you know, like a, who makes you work out in the gym? Why can't I think of that person? Oh my gosh, that person. You know what I mean? Like maybe you help people work out in the gym. How embarrassing. Anyways, also maybe you could be like a doctor or something like that. But yeah, where people just want to ask you that. It also could be though, like I'm seeing these like what do I eat in a day videos, or like what's your exercise routine, because you come across like very, very nice in your physical body and people want to know what it is. I'm also getting that you could have knowledge that's like you're savvy about something here, because Neptune makes things seem better than they are. So the advice that you give about presenting yourself, first of all, like some of you could be consultants about how you present yourself on camera, or how it is you should come across in an interview, or you know, something like that. Or people want to ask you for that kind of advice because you do it so well, or they want to ask you, like I said, advice about the physical body. But also this could come across in food where, you know, I'm thinking about in America, we have like stupid laws where companies can put things on the fronts of packages like 0 grams trans fat, but there's really 0.5 grams trans fat. So it's not technically a lie, but you're thinking that it's trans fat free when in reality, they're just like, it's a slick marketing maneuver. So you know how to get around things like that, that it seems like it's good, or it seems like it's healthy, or it seems like it's right, but it's actually not. You have something here that you're able to see around, and that people want to like seek you out for your advice in regards to that. We'll get to that more here in just a second. But the next part of how you break the mold, remember I said that it was twofold. Part of it's you and like the package of you. And then the other part of it is something here that you're building. It's very creative. So it could be a business where you sell something that you make, and like you're very refined and precise, but it's also very beautiful. There's something about like that. Or maybe some of you are like your actors, or there's a creative element about what it is that you do, and it's just starting to flower. The fruits are really coming in. But the thing about this business is that it is amazing, and it's pro-social, and it's wonderful. But there's something about it that cannot be separated out from you as a person, your skill set, your knowledge, your well-roundedness, your talent, your skill, your ability. There's something about it that just cannot be pulled apart. And if it were, then one would implode, right? Because you just are. You are this. Without you, there would be no fruits. You know what I mean? There is something here like that. And so that's what people appreciate about you. And that's what this person really loves about you. And I feel like it's kind of a pleasure for a lot of people to watch you grow and expand and kill it, like I was saying, and see all these amazing fruits that you have and know all the while that you are flowering. It's almost like getting to watch you flower, like externally, right? There's also something here about you that gives off the vibe of the good life, okay? And the way it's coming across to me is like going to a barbecue. I'm from Kansas City, and there's like barbecue tailgating culture, and I know that doesn't exactly scream high class, but that's not what I'm getting. You could still have like a high class fancy barbecue if you want. I'm just getting that vibe of like getting together, playing lawn games, laughing about, lighting the fire, roasting marshmallows, making fun of your nephew, like that kind of a life where it's just full and it's happy. There's aliveness. There's a sense that like it's social, but it's calm and it's real. You have that vibe. Like you give off that vibe, is what I'm getting. Like people just feel like being around you. It feels like that kind of chill, but exciting, social, getting back to basics, what's good, that kind of a thing. There's a type of modesty to you here as well, but it's like how that modesty gets considered by people overall and by this person that you're asking about. It's next to an arena in your life where you are exemplary. Like you have some kind of strong skill set, a proficiency, ability. You could have reached some sort of pinnacle or achievement, some like level of acclaim. I feel like you could be very well recognized in your field or around a community, or some of you could even be like on TV. And actually, when I said that, there was that Pussycat Doll song. It's like, and then I popped up on the TV. They used to tell me I was silly until I popped up on the TV. When I Grow Up, by the Pussycat Dolls. Yeah. So some of you, maybe you did get some level of like recognition, and now all of a sudden people think you're cool. But like before you got that, people like told you that you were silly, or they didn't take you seriously, or they put you down in some way. So yeah, another thing here is I feel like sometimes, okay, this is like rare, but I feel like sometimes you could come off a bit like reserved or shy or like hesitant. And that could be like to going to social gatherings or communicating in a social way or communicating about your skill set or talent, something like that, where sometimes there's just a pause or a reluctance. And I think that sometimes like people think this is cute, or like this person thinks that this is cute, or that it represents some type of shyness, or maybe like self-doubt. And we all have different days and different energy levels and moods, so maybe sometimes it does. I'm actually seeing this as more connected to your skill set, to your proficiency, where you feel like people hold you up to a certain level, because I think in terms of this achievement arena, which is creative, or it's a career, or both, or something like that, you hold yourself to a certain bar. And so that's how you want to show up. And you know that it's important for you to show up on point and for you to communicate clearly and directly. And so you just don't want to say anything that could discredit you, or I don't know, like I just feel like you're aware of that in some way. But it is something that this person or people think is cute, or it humanizes you in a way. And I still think this is linked to your skill here though. Okay, that brings us to the juicy part of this spread, because I'm seeing a whole situation that's unfolding here. And this may very well be a situation in your life right here and right now, or it could be honestly a situation that kind of permeates through your life at any given moment, where there's just people floating in to kind of fulfill these roles until you and the other people involved sort of become aware that this is the pattern that's going on. And the way that I want to describe this is I feel like there are 3 different energies that all could have picked this pile here. And maybe they are involved with each other in one way or another. And what I mean by that is not necessarily that the person or people that are on your minds are here in this tarot reading and they're choosing this exact pile at this exact moment. I don't necessarily mean that. I mean, we've got all of these different archetypes here at this reading. And that's where interpreting these cards can become a little bit difficult, because the way I'm seeing this happen is that there is a similar energy that is being shared between these three different people. And how I want to describe that is, I don't know if you know what your Enneagram like personality type is, but it's coming through very Enneagram 3 for me, which is like the success type, right? Where success is very important to you, and you're driven to achieve. You might have a deep fear of being unworthy, or of being not of value to people, because it's something that you very much want to strive for. But as the Enneagram way goes, it wings out to Enneagram 2, or it wings out to Enneagram 4. And so that creates these different personality types. One, like Enneagram 3, wing 2 is the charmer. Wing 4 is the professional. And I do feel like those two people are represented here, the charmer and the professional, in a way that is genuine and in a way that is authentic. But you also have the professional charmer here as the third wheel in this kind of a dynamic. And so telling the charmer and the professional charmer apart is something that I feel like this pile very much deals with. And it's coming across, I'm going to give you this scenario that's coming through here, but keep in mind, like, these are energies that can move through like a lot of different setups and a lot of different situations. And I am going to use man and woman in this just to keep things really, really clear. But if this is a same sex type of situation, then there is very much one of you that is masculine and very much one of you that is feminine. And you would know like which person that is. Now, the situation that I'm seeing unfold here is that there seems to be this masculine energy. And maybe this masculine energy, I feel like they are like very successful here for themselves in a type of way. But they're coming across to me as Little Red Riding Hood, like in the story, where she just wanted to bring grandma some cookies, because this masculine energy is, they bridge the gap between, I feel like they come off very strong and very capable, very competitive. Maybe they have some type of technical skill or something that they're very comfortable with, but they bridge the gap between, even though they come off very strong, there's something about them that's nurturing, or that's warm or charismatic or approachable in some type of way. So they have this like natural nurturance, even though they're a strong person. And they want to just bring grandma some cookies, right? So they set off to go like through the woods, and they end up like meeting this big bad wolf type of a person, right? Because I'm getting here from this Empress that she's not like pregnant with a baby. I feel like that's grandma in there. She ain't grandma, but this is somebody who is this professional charmer energy, right? And comes off very sweet, very nice, very polished, right? Because they're a professional type charmer. And this masculine energy didn't really like question anything about it. They kind of took everything at face value, you know, of like, okay, I guess this really must be grandma. Because in that story, he kind of questions her a little bit. Well, it's a she in the story, but you get what I'm saying. And, you know, kind of keeps buying into the deception here. And I feel like this professional charmer, like I'm getting that she's fresh off of her last meal. Now, keep in mind, this could be a man, but they have like very feminine energies to it. And I don't want to confuse you, right? So it's like she's fresh off of her last meal. And maybe it did involve a child. I don't know. But this is someone who tries to charm people, right? Then there's this other energy that's coming across as a friend energy. And this is somebody who sees this kind of behavior very, very clearly, who is very direct, and is just very clear and honest about these types of behaviors. And it's coming across like maybe it's about this specific individual that is in this man's life, but it also could just be overall about getting much more savvy around social situations and social circumstances. Now, I feel like both of these two feminine influences have influenced this man in a type of social way in regards to social communication. But one of them, this professional charmer energy, the way it's coming through, it's like a bit masturbatory, you know? And I'm picturing someone, I'm so sorry about this, I'm picturing someone inseminating a cow, you know, where they've got the rubber on and they've got the stuff in their hand, and they're like, all right, know what you gotta do. Like, you gotta really get in there, you know? And it might not feel like the most comfortable thing, but they're teaching you kind of how to, this masculine, like, okay, well, you gotta like really butter people up, you know? And then you can kind of plant your seed, or like, then they kind of do what it is, they become pliable or something. It's very salesperson-y. It's very, it's very tactical, very gimmicky, you know? But I feel like this is a type of energy that gets a lot of what it is that they want, and maybe they are very beautiful or they come off a type of way, right? But this other energy has also taught this masculine energy something about navigating social situations or communicating or something. But it's in a way that's clarifying. And that's why I feel like this is your energy. Even like, and I don't want to define it as roles because this could be anybody. I feel like I said, there's this third party situation. And what I want you to take away from it is in terms of these feminine energies, right? One is coming through, like they're very distinct energies and they're very much opposite. And I do actually want to keep harping on that because I feel like at least to this masculine energy, they present very similarly on the face of them. There's something congruous about them or comparable in his mind, even if they're in very different arenas. And I think it's that they come off very, refined or very intentional in how they come across. They don't come across sloppy in some type of way. And I think these feminine energies, they do, in their own way, they bridge some type of gap here, like where they're sexy and cute. They're ambitious, but they're also a little bit vulnerable. There's something like that that's like very similar in how these energies maybe come across. But so the difference is in these two people's energies, not necessarily their positions, because this negative person could be the friend that's on the outside. And this positive energy actually could be the wife. But if it is like the wife or the partner, then I feel like this was they started out as friends, and this is somebody who has this clarifying influence of like, you need to get really clear about what's going on here. They weren't trying to take advantage of this man or anything like that. But this professional charmer could very well come across that way, right? It's just, there is a difference here. And part of the difference is one of these feminine energies is genuine and they are authentic, and the other one is counterfeit. And so I feel like you who chose this pile, you are the genuine feminine energy here. And let's talk about this energy, because this genuine feminine energy, she very much tends to her own genuineness. It's something that concerns her. She sets her own bar for herself in things, and that's how I described you earlier in this reading. And that is in terms of her own behavior, especially in social situations, but it's also in regards to like any endeavors that she has, businesses, creative pursuits. She sets her own standard and then she strives to meet that standard. And regardless of whether or not that is an aphrodisiac or a repellent to this masculine energy, she's going to keep doing it because it's intertwined with who she is as a person. And I feel like just now at this present time, there's a lot that's like blooming and fruiting and flowering and blossoming around this more genuine, positive energy, because she's done the foundational work. And I feel like the foundational work has first and foremost been within herself. But there's this tie between herself and her own growth and her own good fortunes and good karmas, good qualities and good sense, just overall good sense that people can see flowering in this business. And so it's like this feminine, this genuine energy, their trajectory over time, it's just more and more people are going to see who and what this feminine energy is, which I feel like is great, because I feel like the people who chose this pile, like the genuine energies, masculine or feminine, they had to deal with a lot of questions around their success. Like this feminine energy could have been like, well, did she sleep her way to the top? Or did mommy and daddy pay for everything? There's like a lot of that that's kind of like gone on. But it's really coming from this competitive place, which brings me to this like more counterfeit feminine energy that's coming through the cards. Because they're not like this like counterfeit person here that's feminine. They are not at all concerned or beholden to their own authenticity and their own genuineness. They don't set their own bar. So this genuine feminine energy is intrinsically motivated. She's motivated by a standard she sets from within herself. This competitive energy is motivated externally. They just want to win. They want to win an object. And I feel like in terms of this situation we're seeing coming through, they've made this masculine energy an object, a trophy that they want to win at all costs. And this competitive feminine's energy, her success is linked to this external prize of this masculine energy. And maybe I feel like she probably does have like hobbies or something like that, but they're just that. It's like they're just hobbies. They're not something that is a living, breathing embodiment of her or something like that. She's just maybe even doing that to try to signal to this masculine energy that she is his type or something like that. Because this professional charmer, like counterfeit energy, is very practiced at that, at picking up on their target and what their target likes and their style, and then morphing themselves into that. But it's really competitive. That's what it is. And so they're capable of doing anything in order to win, is because they're not concerned with being genuine and like their own moral progress and things like that. So I do feel like there's a lot of drama and there's a lot of ups and downs with this like more counterfeit energy, but it is like this masculine energy is given the opportunity to see through that, through the presence of these two feminine energies. And like I said, maybe this is a situation that's playing out and there's like people and faces and names to each one of these roles, or maybe this is just the types of people that are around, because I feel like people are after this masculine energy. Like, he must be, like very successful, or there is something about all of these energies here, because that's the similar energy, right? That is considered successful, and that is maybe even considered a bit of a fantasy. And this counterfeit energy counts on it. They count on people buying into the fantasy of them in order to like get by. Whereas these genuine energies, they're kind of always combating that, fantasy energy. They question why people love them or why people want them in their life. It becomes like more of an obstacle, than anything. But there's something here about the masculine and feminine energies that are very much polarized according to like society's standards, But yeah, people must be after this guy, and I feel like he just must be surrounded by people, and it must be hard. If everybody's always putting their best foot forward around you, it's like, how do you know like who's genuine and who's not? But I think that either this is a situation now and he's getting this like up close look, or this will happen, where he's going to be able to get this up close look and learn this, because that's what all these people are kind of learning, is how to get to the truth of something. Now, there is something here as well, right? And I want to talk about it in terms of this masculine energy that's very much like rescuer hero. So I feel like people who are drawn to this masculine energy for the wrong reasons, it's like because they present this perfect savior, somebody who could just sweep in, and just by the mere presence of them in their life means that a lot of their problems and a lot of their worries go away, And so people are willing to compete for this person, because I feel like it means something big, like to have them in their life. Whereas this feminine energy that's genuine, there's something where they represent competing ideals, and it's coming through like they're driven, but there's something about them that seems like naive or vulnerable. I'm not saying that's real. I'm just saying like it's signaling that, and that's like hitting on this rescuer energy as well, because first of all, okay, how to describe this? Like, this masculine energy is watching this clarifying energy, I feel like, online or through a phone, right? Because I do feel like you are friends. So maybe there's been text messages, and he goes back through the text messages in order to try and understand, and in order to try and like see things clearly, because this man's confused. Okay, maybe he's not very socially skilled. Or maybe it's just, it could either speak to the fact that he's maybe not so socially keen, or that these manipulators are just really, really good that's around this guy. So, I do feel like he's watching this clarifying energy through a phone, like either online, like watching social media and posts, but it's like he goes through these messages to try and like get to the truth, to try to get to the heart of like whatever is going on. But also I feel like he's watching this friend energy to see whether or not they're mad at him, because this clarifying energy that this person brings, where they're just matter of fact and they get right to the heart of it. It makes him feel like he sees himself in a lot of the things that this person says. And maybe you did get in a fight and you sent this person a lot of not nasty, but just a lot of very straight up. I feel like with you, it's more straight up and like, this is what it is and I'm not going to be around it, like kind of an energy. And so he wonders whether or not you're mad, but he also feels like he wants to like jump in and rescue or something like that. Because that's like being stirred up in him. Now, this negative energy, okay, that's around, and for some of you, it might even be a mother. I feel like with this masculine energy, it starts with a mother. Actually, with these two genuine people, they might have, well, I don't know. There could be something with a mother here that was very manipulative and had told this masculine energy a lot of ideas about what it was to be like a quote unquote real man, right? And so this masculine energy was always like trying to live up to that in some way, shape, or form, which is again why this clarifying energy is so good. It's like questioning the path that they're on and like, well, who do you want to be? I don't feel like this masculine energy has ever been like asked that. In a way, they have a lot in common with this counterfeit energy, because so they've been measuring themselves up by this external rubric instead of being like this genuine feminine energy I'm picking up on here, who sets their own internal bar and then strives to hit it. If this masculine energy does that, it would be in their work, their skill, their that arena where they're not being socially judged. Do you know what I mean? And I do feel like this masculine energy grew up to marry their mother, I kind of feel like, but they might not recognize it right off the bat, because they could have been looking at a very two-dimensional level where like maybe their mom, when they were growing up, they were like, real men only eat meat, and they garnish their meat with more meat. And so this like masculine person, you know, they were like 12 years old, like, well, I don't want to forget that. So like, you know, they wrote that down. And so they're doing this like external ritual all the time to try and prove their manliness, you know? So it got them in a really bad habit of trying to please externally, right? So they grew up, and I feel like this partner energy, this that they've been with, and this could be a pattern or at this point, or this could be an actual person that's in their life. And I do just want to clarify, not for all of you is this negative person the wife, okay? Because some of these masculines, maybe they still got this messaging, it wasn't from their mother was great, and they ended up marrying this woman who helps them sort through all of this, and they find her to just be an absolute saving grace and a gift from God. But there's still all these other women that want to compete with this woman and like pull her down. It's not necessarily about the position, but I'm just trying to illustrate this. So back to the example, right? So this man grew up and was going after partners, or maybe even like married one, who maybe their rubric, they still have a lot of ideas about what makes a real man, but it's like maybe not the same as their mom. It could be even opposite. It's like, instead of, okay, we eat all meat all the time, it's like we eat nothing but alfalfa, you know? And when there's a rainbow outside, we sun ourselves under it, you know, or something like that. It could be completely different. But what he's not recognizing is the engine is the same between these two people, right? He changed the clothing, but the body is still the same. Do you know what I mean? He's still having to measure up to these like expectations of what a quote unquote real man does. Not like, as soon as this masculine energy wakes up to the fact that they've always been worthy and that they themselves are a man, so whatever it is that they do is what a real man does, then they're just going to naturally walk away from these types of people, if that's what it is, or this person, and it's going to give them a strong case of the ick. You know, like, you know what the ick is, where you're just like, ew, like you're completely kind of repulsed by someone. What was maybe presented as like this frenzy of passion was actually just an unhealed wound, and brought them in proximity to so that they could heal that wound. But then once they recognize it for what it is, once they realize that this isn't grandma at all, this is the wolf, that's when they're going to move away from it. And that's been the influence that this clarifying friend energy has had on this masculine energy, because I'm seeing them become awake to this wolf energy, like, my, what big eyes you have, what big paws you have, what big teeth you have, you know? And it's like, before they weren't really paying attention, which actually makes me think this person has some type of anxiety, because they're not taking time to really see something. They're like, you know, kind of moving along. But there is something about this masculine energy that hides in the skirts of a feminine, maybe like hides in the skirts of a mother, socially speaking. You know, because maybe they feel like people are trying to manipulate them, or they feel out of their depth socially. This could be a person who's very proficient with like skills or something. They have an intelligence to them. It just might not be in a social arena, and they might know that they're a bit outgunned in that. So they might have clung to like the wrong types of people, because I am seeing him just like hide in her skirts here. And this is a masculine energy. Even if they seem strong, they're kind of run by females, or they're run by expectation, or social expectation is what it would be. And they're starting to realize this more and more because of this presence, this other presence, which I feel like for a lot of you, this is most of you, where you're not this counterfeit competitive energy. You do concern yourself with your own authenticity. And so in a way, you could be helping stave off like a big disaster here for this person. Now, that was a whole thing, but Basically, that's what this person loves about you. Now, there is something perverse here that I wanted to mention because what people love about you in this scenario does matter. So, if it is this more toxic feminine energy, which keep in mind, like this could be any position on the field, right? But it's just a matter of the energy that's inside. I feel like that's kind of why this is a spiritual lesson is you've got to see through your third eye. You've got to see through energy, but you got to take account of yourself and who you are, and that's where you'll see clearly in this, right? But this more nastier energy, they actually like that this masculine energy is very easily controlled by them because of this real man thing. I feel like they know that's a thing that they can even just hint at, and that this masculine energy is like very, very sensitive to that. But there's also something about this masculine energy that is self-reflective and has it. I'm getting like retroflexion from Gestalt therapy. They retroflex where they are maybe more stoic and they kind of like hold themselves back for fear of disappointing people. Mom, really? Women, people, social people, something like that. But they're very prone to turning it in on themselves. Like instead of saying I'm angry and being angry at this toxic energy that's in their life because they're manipulative and they're running them around and they don't ever take responsibility, and they, instead of saying, yeah, I'm mad at you because you're awful, instead they say I'm mad at myself because I shouldn't have. They're trained. They've gone through that toxic training, because that's something that's usually beautiful. I do feel like there's something about this masculine energy that there's a lot of people that would just like very much appreciate a lot about them. That they have all these things that I'm describing, like in a healthy relationship with a healthy person would just be such a good thing, would be such strengths, somebody who is willing to be reflective and take responsibility for themselves. But yeah, that's one of the things that this toxic feminine energy loves, is that it's kind of easy to navigate around this masculine energy because the masculine wants to be a hero. They want to be a real man. And that gets to be in her hands. The definitions of those things get to be in her hands. And he's got to chase his tail trying to constantly live up to her expectations. And that if he doesn't, he's very willing to look at himself and say, I should have done this better, you're right. Because he thinks that he's bad socially. So he accepts her as authority. Does that make sense? Whereas this genuine feminine energy is very smart socially, but helps this masculine energy navigate that, even when it's like herself. Do you know? So that's kind of nasty, but that's what's coming through here. So that could be a situation where what they love about you isn't healthy. It's not healthy. So yeah. Pile number 1. Overall, this is a really, really great pile and a really great energy. I would describe overall your energy as being very clarifying for people. And just to be clear, it's like regardless of which person you are in this scenario, the beginning of this reading still applies. That's what people love about you. Either you're the counterfeit feminine energy, which I feel like less of you are that in this reading, and you're putting on a good show or something, and so people like that about you. They're falling for the fantasy, hook, line, and sinker. You're the genuine feminine energy, or you are this masculine energy, which this is still like, it's what people appreciate about you. It's just more genuine. But like I mentioned with this masculine energy, I do feel like there's an authenticity in terms of the skill set, in terms of the work, where they do what this genuine feminine energy does, set their own bar, and they bring their best to the table. But socially speaking, they could be putting on a bit of a facade. Not necessarily that they're ill-intended. I don't think they're ill-intended like this counterfeit feminine energy where they're trying to like bag somebody for themselves and trick and deceive somebody. I think there's things that this counterfeit feminine energy displays or tells them to do that they just flat out feel uncomfortable by, and it doesn't really work for them, and then they come off weird, in doing it. And because they know it's not authentic, because they know what it feels like to be authentic in their work. Does that make sense? But what they want out of the social situation that they're trying to kind of get is like massage out of people is acceptance, or to not feel like a social outsider or something like that. Yeah. So that's what I have for you guys. Pile number one. I feel like at this point, I'm just kind of talking here to talk, but I will say this. Every person in this pile, regardless of where you're at here, you've got people in your friend group and in your broader social network that are kind of playing like they're friends, but they love you. Like they would love the chance to be with you because they see you as the perfect partner for one reason or another. Whether or not they're seeing clearly, I think for most of you in this pile, they are seeing clearly. And I think, anyways, I'm going to leave that there, pile number one. Thank you so much for watching this. If it resonated, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Bye, guys. Number two, riff raff, street rat, I don't buy that. If only they'd look closer, would they see a poor boy? No siree. They'd find out there's so much more to me. That's you, baby. That is you. You are Aladdin here in this story. And this person here that you are asking about if you're asking about a specific person, I think you are in this pile. But this is somebody who has actually taken the time to look closer at you. And they really, really like, admire, and respect what it is that they see. But I get the sense that this person is looking at you through a keyhole. So that suggests to me that maybe you've locked this person out of your life. Maybe it's not all dramatic as that, because some of you, I feel like this could be a boss that you have left that company or something like that. It could be that type of situation. So you've just moved away and this person in some way feels locked out. They also feel like they want more information about you. They only have a limited view. So that tells me that maybe this is your current boss or something, and they only really see you at work, but this is someone who is aware that that's just one little part of you, that you have things that you like to do in your free time and people you like to hang out with and favorite songs and things. And for some reason, you've really piqued this person's interest as to the whole of you. But it also tells me, like, you're the type of person, this is what they love about you, right? You're the type of person where you could be standing in front of them, and probably have been, you can stand in front of someone and there's so much going on within you and beneath the surface that's still not able to be seen. This person wants to crack your head open, not in a violent way, but they just wish they could get it open so that they could see all of your mechanisms working and what exactly is going on here for you, because they find you to be utterly fascinating. I feel like pile number 2, they find you fascinating. There's a sense here that in the past, this person was holding themselves back. And by the way, this person that you're asking about, or the cards are just highlighting that there's this person, right, that's watching you. This is not like a middle manager person. This is somebody that's higher up. So I get the sense that their position or something like that made them restrict themselves in some type of way, because I think they were afraid of being judged, because I think this person is a good leader. They're very fair. They don't want to be seen as having favorites or giving one person more resources or guidance or something than another person. So they kind of held themselves back. But they also, I feel like, didn't want you to feel judged, because I get the sense in the past, when you were at this job or when you were around this person, you were having a hard time. You're a very strong person. You've always been a strong person. That's not something that's changed. But you were feeling very anxious. There was something here that was cluttering your mind, and you were very sad and just going through it. I feel like I'm hearing that song, Jody Messina, Downtime. I'm just going through a little downtime. That's how you would have phrased it. But it was intense, whatever it went through. And this person realized it in the past, but they were back and forth as to whether or not they should move towards you or whether or not they should hold back. So it was very touch and go for this person. One moment they were oh, I'm gonna go in and help pile number 2, or I'm gonna go initiate something here, and then they would eventually kind of restrict themselves because they ultimately didn't want to offend you or anybody else. But I get the sense that this person tried to float help to you, if that makes sense, whenever they could. I'm getting the scene from the Hunger Games. You know how the people on the outside could send them in things like medicines and stuff, and there's that scene where Katniss gets that ointment floated to her in the tree. This is the person that would float you ointment from behind the scenes. They would buy your medicine and send it in. That's the type of energy they have, but it couldn't be traced back to them. So this person, I get the sense they tried to help you out wherever it was that they could from behind the scenes, in the way that they were making their decisions and stuff, while appearing detached, while appearing impartial, while not giving the sense that they did want to help you out. This person sees themselves in you in some type of way. And that has all come to fruition, I feel now, currently, where this person is watching you through a keyhole, because I get the sense that you have left this situation. And it's really, really coming through like a job for me, but it could be something else where it was stable and there's resource or abundance in some way there, but it wasn't working for you. And I'm just getting that there's a lot that wants to come through in gardening. So I don't know if you're a gardener or maybe if this person is, but it's you were a seed that's a lotus flower. Honestly, we get that a lot on my channel. So you're this beautiful, rare flower, and you left, and this person It's like you couldn't be planted in that soil. That's what I'm getting. You need a different type of soil. But that Einstein quote was coming through where he says, if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it's going to live its whole life thinking that it's stupid. And so you maybe did feel stupid or you felt out of place. This really was not working for you in the past. And it wasn't a problem with you. You were not suited to the environment and to the types of people that were around. I feel like there could have been gossip or things that got in your head that were making you doubt yourself. And I'm just going to let you know this. Some of this was very intentional because this is the kind of stuff, like this person you're asking about, maybe you're wondering like if this doesn't have to be romantic. You could be wondering if this person would be willing to give you a recommendation or something like that. But I feel this person is actually pretty astute. Losing a person like you, this situation unfolding the way it did is the kind of thing that tips somebody off who's keen and aware and paying attention that something's not right under them. Like that there are people who are maybe trying to snuff out young fires that are, powerful and promising in order to like keep their position or something like that. So I do feel like this person is trying to figure out exactly what happened because they know something's not right. This person's good with logistics, and there is something about them. They have this strong like organizer function where they're able to say like this goes here, that goes there. Again, with the seeds, it's like there's something about your seed that needed to get planted in a different soil, and this person wanted to help figure out what soil that was. But I feel like there was energies around this person and around you that very much did not want that to happen, and were very subtle. They were trying to get into your head or something, and this person maybe didn't know that was going on. They definitely could see the struggle though. Anyways, you have moved away from this scenario and you have done really, really, really well for yourself, because I'm getting that the power and the potency within you is actually your soil. You're like topsoil. I'm hearing like, what's your secret sauce? Like this person is so impressed by you and they want to find out like, what is your magic? Like what goes on inside of you to yield these kinds of results? And I feel like people in general, you're not a person, pile number 2, that could be understood from a snapshot. You know what I mean? And even if it was like somebody was told, well, make sure you get a full picture of pile number 2. It's not a matter of just zooming your lens out and then taking a picture. You would still miss so much about you. You are somebody that needs to be understood in process and in motion. Not that all human beings are not like that, but I just feel like you will miss what is beautiful and what is deep and what is special about you if you only have a single snapshot, because you are always moving, and this person like sort of picks up on that. And there's the way that I want to put it is there's almost no such thing as a bad hand for you, or there's no such thing as a bad day. I don't mean that in the sense that you don't feel things. I can see you actually feel things very, very deeply here. And just like Jody Messina says in that song Downtime, I must admit it threw me at first, but I'm convinced I'm over the worst. I've been down this road a time or two. It's nothing new. And I'll get on my feet and over you, right? I tell myself that everything will be just fine. I'm going through a little downtime. You have a really, really beautiful internal process where you take honest stock of yourself, you encourage yourself, and you figure out a plan. And it's almost like in that, when you look at it like that, maybe it's nothing special. It's not like a secret formula or anything, but your ability to do it, pile number 2, up against the wall, up against all odds, that's what makes you so strong and beautiful and special. That's what makes you the lotus. That's what means that you can grow in the most difficult of conditions. And I'm hearing that quote from Mulan: the flower that blooms in adversity is the most rare and beautiful of all. And I feel like that is you. Maybe you have a bit of a Mulan side to you where because like in the community she gets made fun of and she gets told that she's not measuring up and everything, but they were judging her as a fish and her ability to climb a tree. But then she shows her character and she shows her integrity and her skill and her willingness. She's got so many good qualities that under the right conditions, which happen to be terrible, we're allowed to show. And there's something like this in terms of your trajectory, because this person looking through a keyhole of your life, and I don't know what this is, like maybe this is they're watching you on your social media, or they just see your work trajectory. I don't know. They don't have the full picture of you, but even what they can see, they realize that you have gone from this 9 of Swords, very anxious, to the 7 of Pentacles, realizing that something needed to change, and you buried your seeds in your beautiful, beautiful soil. And you had multiple seeds going, and you were patient, and this is something that you have built up over time, and you didn't just plant any flower. This is a tree. This is something substantial. And I feel like it is starting to grow here now. And now look at you, you are turning into the Empress. But another thing, like, this is all what this person loves about you, right? But another thing that's standing out to me is that your eyes are closed. So I feel like you don't see this person, or you're not looking at this person, but this person's very much looking at you. And I feel like it's a sense of almost like the ugly duckling, where the ugly duckling was so used to getting mistreated that when it finally, it turns into a swan and realizes, again, they were never a duckling. There it is again, that judging the fish by its ability to climb a tree, you were always a freaking swan. And nobody had seen a swan before. And so you were thinking you were less than, or you were thinking that you were stupid, or that you were not worthy of something. And really, you were like this beautiful, beautiful swan. But it's almost like this process that you've undergone, you don't see yourself. You're the Empress now. You're building something that's so amazing and so beautiful. There is something here that you've planted. Many things, I think, because I'm getting, you know how Shallon Lester talks about her octopus business with the tentacles? That's what I'm getting. It's like there's something here of yours that has like tentacles, or has the potential to have like multiple shoot-offs, or it's going to feed multiple areas of your life or of your personhood, or it's going to affect many other people. There's something here like that, this tree. And you don't necessarily even realize like how beautiful you are and how majestic. I'm hearing the word majestic. Like that is truly like magical. And that's what this person loves about you, is you were the swan the whole time. Poor thing didn't know it. And then here you were you were still determined, because that story, reread it. You should totally reread it, because they were really, really mean to that duckling. Like some people tried to like peck it to death at one point. So I feel like there was some vicious, vicious energies that were around, maybe while this person was around. And this person couldn't necessarily see that, but saw the impact on you. Yeah. And I do feel like it hurt this person. They were very torn in the past, like about coming towards you or helping you. They didn't like to see that you were struggling and that having a hard time. But for some reason, they didn't feel like they could move towards you. And I'm getting like you defy categorization. This is a person who very readily picks up on what things are what. This thing is similar to that thing. This functions sort of like that. This is a person who has a mind for that kind of thing. And it's on multiple levels. Like it's a talent this person has. It's a skill that's exceptional, and it sets this person apart. And you defy categorization. And that's something that really, really sticks with this person. So yeah, they love your transformation energy. And I also feel like you're a person that, like I said, it's almost like you give the vibe that there's no such thing as a bad hand. You might have a moment where you pop a beer and you're like, that freaking sucks. You sit out on your porch swing, and then you pull out your notepad the next second and you're like, what am I going to do about it? What are the potentials here? What are the possibilities here? I'm hearing fertile myrtle. So like you just see everything as an opportunity, or your soil is fertile because you are able to do this. Some of you guys, your body, or like the way you carry yourself, gives off signals of fertility, like for whatever gender you are, like the triangle shape if you're a guy, or maybe you're very curvy as a woman, high cheekbones, shiny skin, whatever it is. There's signals here of your fertility. Now this person, I'm getting this sense, again, like I'm hearing, fathers are master gardeners. Like this person, I feel like, is a master gardener. Maybe this person is a father or a mother, or this is their approach to their business, is like, or their work, or whatever it is. It's like I said, they want to find the right seed for every kind of soil, or the right soil for every kind of seed. They have this organization function of this. They're good at this if they run a company. It's like this person should be front facing and like out, dealing with people. And this person kind of didn't know what to do with you in the past. That's rare for this person. That's really, really rare for this person. Like, I don't know. They're just coming across so sure-footed and so clear-minded. But, yeah. So this person also feels like you are confident, or that you are brave. And I don't think you see yourself that way, because you're just in your flow. There's nothing that you are looking at quite like that, but there is something here that you do where this person feels like, and also that you're warm and that you are a good leader. This is the type of person that, I don't know, it's almost like they had you, like if this is a work situation, right? It's almost like they had you pegged for some sort of leadership. They recognize the qualities of a good leader. Because like I said, you remind this person of themselves. Like your get up and go attitude, you'll make anything happen. Like you're resourceful. You don't have maybe the biggest budget coming at you, but look at what you made with what you had. So imagine if you had a budget. Do you know what I mean? This person sees this type of quality in you. So they want to give you that, basically. This person may actually want to give you something monetary, like or material. This could even be like a resource that they feel like you could use. And maybe they don't even know what that is yet, and that's part of why this person is watching you, because they are strategizing here, because this person knows a good opportunity when they see one. That's what I'm getting at. And this person sees that you're a good egg. You know, you are a good opportunity, fertile myrtle, right? Like you're a great soil to plant a seed in. And this person, they want to plant a good seed in you, if that makes sense. Like it's almost like they've got an heirloom seed, because look at all the seeds you planted over here. Like they're great and they're wonderful, and this is going to be very substantial, but this is like a golden seed that has like all these detailings and stuff. And then look at this person. They're like, I've got a seed, right? And then look at their hands. Their hands are showing that they also till around in soil. So this person wants to signal that they want you to see that actually, even though they're this person, this Jade Emperor person, that they came from maybe humble beginnings like you, or this is what made them successful, is the same thing that it will make you successful. That's how they see you. And whatever you're successful in, it's scorpionic. So maybe this is like conveying emotion, deep emotion, confronting fears, death, psychology. This even could be like banking or something to do with other people's money, something to do with strategy. This is like the taboo side of life. And I feel like there's something about you that maybe it's like provocative in the way that the ugly duckling is provocative. Like the duckling wasn't doing anything to offend anyone, okay? It was just like living. But everybody just couldn't handle that apparently. So, you know, it's something about that where you're in these environments where people don't recognize you because you defy categorization. But this is something you build up in yourself, and that you are very well practiced at this. I do feel like whatever held this person back in the past needed to hold them back, because otherwise this would have been the classic story of the butterfly in the cocoon where you poke it from the outside and they die because they haven't like been able to build up their wing strength. And it was imperative that this person see you build your cocoon, get in your cocoon, poke your way out of the cocoon, and become a butterfly. And the other element that I'm getting here of this is this person's coming off very much like the Beast in Beauty and the Beast. Like, this is a person with a castle. This is a person who lives in the palace. I started this reading off by singing Aladdin, right? Riff raff, street rat, I don't buy that. This is the person who would like live in the palace. Do you know what I mean? And they're looking at you, but you know, kind of like the story of the Beast. This is almost like the Beast watching Belle emerge from her chrysalis. That's like what this is. They could not have appreciated you otherwise. They would not have recognized this in you otherwise unless they saw this transformational process. And this transformational process wouldn't have happened unless this person was in some way held back. Either something inside of them told them, you know, to pause or to hold back. But this person is that type. They like very much sit back. They're very, very observant. They're patient. This is like the king or the queen of the marshmallow test. You know what I mean? They wait till the time is right, and they also wait for like the biggest payoff. And that is a part of it here with this person. They do see you as like a good investment in some way. And yeah, they want to like give you this seed to plant in your soil here, because this person knows that your base, your foundation is really good. If this is a romantic connection, then this person might want to have a kid with you. She's pregnant here, and I keep talking about planting seeds. So just take that however it resonates. But for a lot of you, I feel like this is, they want to grow something with you. And they also see you as a game changer. Like with this white buffalo woman, that's part of why I feel like you defy categorization, is because she was in to teach something else different, a different perspective, a different way. So in whatever field you're in, maybe that's like what you're doing, a different way, a different approach, something like that. So this person, they see you as a hidden treasure, like a buried treasure. They know that you're not going to remain hidden though. Like you're the empress now, and they kind of feel like you don't even realize it. That's another thing that they love about you. There's this modesty to you. Some of you guys might feel a connection to the first pile, but what this person is going to do is reflect. This is somebody who, again, like they sit, they think about certain things. I feel like this person's learning different lessons from you that they can apply. Maybe you remind them of like their younger, scrappier self that was able to juke and jive a little better. This person maybe has lived in the palace a little too long. They've lost their edge. But you are reacquainting them like with that side of themselves. And they're seeing you in this Persephone energy, right? Where Persephone was the queen of spring, right? And somebody who was beautiful and who was taken as just like light, pretty pink flowers, you know? But there's always that death energy that comes with spring, and she's the queen of hell. That's who she is. And I'm hearing that Jung quote where it's like, for a tree's leaves to reach up to heaven, the roots must reach down to hell. And this is something you're very well practiced in, and it's not something that you can just hire somebody to be practiced in. You know what I mean? And that is something here about the tree is, you know, trees do actually need very violent storms to come through. That's what pushes their roots down. And you have that. You have this. And you're not, the thing is, you're not scared of it. You know, it's something that you can absolutely weather. So this person sees a lot of value in you. That's what they love. They love this hidden value in you. You're like a secret garden. That's what you really are. You're like a secret garden. And this person does feel jealousy. They might feel jealousy towards your fearlessness, your leadership skills, your warmth, your charisma, this skill set that you have. They may actually feel jealous of that. But I also feel like if this is a romantic connection, then this person does have feelings of jealousy because they feel like they can't be near you. They can't come around you because of their position or because of this impartiality or something that they're trying to maintain. But other people just get to be around you, and maybe not the best people either. So this person does kind of feel like, oh my gosh, like I'm the better influence. I should be around this person, you know, and I could help them so much. I should be around this. If they feel like it would be best for both of you if you could be around each other in some type of way. But this person is just in awe. It's almost like they have discovered this like whole world within you, and I feel like it's awakening something within them here as well. But I kind of get the sense this person wants to put you to work. They want to put you somewhere. They want to place you strategically in their life or in their empire or something like that. And I do feel like this person's waiting to make an offer to you, and it could even be like to offer you a contract or something like that. But they know, I feel like this person knows that they don't see you clearly. And they're trying to kind of like figure this out. They really want to collaborate with you. They really do. It's just a matter of figuring out how they can approach you and giving you something that you want and something that you need. And they see that you like seeds, you like opportunities, you like, and that you might see the value in whatever opportunity or whatever seed this person wants to bring to you. But they want to make sure it's the right one. They want you to see that they're the same as you, the same way they see it in you. But this person has had the benefit of observing you. Your eyes are closed to this person, so I'm not sure how much you know this person. They've had a fascination with you, again, because you defy this categorization. This goes way back, I feel. You may or may not have realized that this person was, you know, watching you or something like that. But they have for a long time. And you may not have had the benefit. So this person is trying to figure out how they can signal to you that you are the same, that you have the same heart, that you have the same come up energy, and that they understand you in that way, and they want to support you, and they want to be a help to you and not a hindrance to you. They're not this negative energy. But if there was this negative energy around this person in the past and they haven't cleaned house and dealt with it, you may actually associate this energy with this person. I'm not seeing it that way here in the cards. If you have a question about whether or not this person was involved in all of the gossipy, nasty chaos energy, I'm not seeing that they were. It doesn't mean that they were. You know your situation, better. But you may actually very well associate them. So then this person could have the added burden of having to distance themselves from whatever was causing you pain and problems here in the past. So that's what I'm getting for you guys. This person appreciates a lot about you, and it's deep stuff. It's internal stuff. It's what's on the inside, and they have a respect for what they can't see functioning within you because they know it's valuable, because look at where it's getting you. It's gotten you from the 9 of Swords to the Empress. It's gotten you from feeling anxious, going through a downtime, feeling unsure of yourself, maybe feeling sad or just strung out, just feeling like you don't belong, to being the freaking Empress, the best thing in just the best thing. I'm just hearing just the best thing. Yeah. And I feel like your energy, it's heavyweight in this scorpionic energy, but listen to that song Downtime by Jody Messina. It's country, it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but it's like lighthearted, and she's talking about this downtime energy, and she's acknowledging that it's a difficult time, but she's also acknowledging that she's a difficult time if she wants to be. You know what I mean? And like, she can get over it, and she's done it before, and that's what you bring to the table. This person loves your resilience. So your depth, your resilience, your leadership, your charisma, your capability, and this person, this is not a person who wants to tear somebody down. They acknowledge when someone's good at what they do, and they pair up with that person. This is why this person is so successful. This other energy was trying to tear you down. So anyways, that's what I have for you guys, pile number 2. If that resonated, please do like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Bye, guys. All right, so pile number 3. Now that I am looking at this spread here, I feel like this is one of those readings where the piles seem to be connected, at least to pile number 1. Like, I feel like pile number 2 is connected to pile number 1, and this pile is now connected to pile number 1. I'm not sure if there's a connection here between the two piles together, especially not for everybody, but if you haven't listened to pile number 1, you might want to do that after you listen to this, because there is a lot of similarities to the situation that I describe coming through in pile number 1, like later on in the reading, and the energies that I'm seeing coming through in this pile, especially for the masculine energy that I was picking up on in pile number 1. Now, you don't have to be a male or be the masculine, like be a more masculine energy for this to resonate with you, but I just feel like the messages there could be very similar. So in terms of what people love most about you, or what this specific person loves most about you, this is like a grab bag. And I'm just letting you know, because in pile number 1, I was saying, ooh, you know, some people love you for the right reasons and some people love you for the wrong reasons. And you would very much already be aware of that there's something about you that can draw in people who maybe have fantasy expectations of you, or maybe even who like want you to pay for their lifestyle, or they feel like they can use you for their own success, or they want to overthrow you in some way. It's saying here that your success and your visibility here, it's a double-edged sword. And I think that's something that you know. So I'm not going to spend time here describing the negative energies, because that they just basically want to use you, the negative people that are around. You already know what that looks like. Let's talk about the people who love you for real. So what people love most about you is the sense of vision. I feel like whenever people are around you, they feel like your drive, and they feel something come alive. They feel like they're in the presence of a vision that is coming through. And I feel like you're the type of person where it's like you go balls to the wall, you go big or you go home. You put everything that you have behind whatever vision that it is that you want to bring into existence. And I'm hearing come hell or high water, because the way I'm looking at this is we've got 4 5s here, which can be like in times of crisis, in times of chaos. I also feel like you could be good at making decisions, even difficult decisions in times of crisis or chaos. You're the person who stays level-headed. You don't let emotions get the better of you. And even if it's like a rip the Band-Aid off situation, where it's like, this might sting a little, but we're going to have to do this. You are the one who's willing and capable of doing that. There's a sense around you that you strive for greatness and you strive for excellence within yourself, but also within your business or within your creative project. But I feel like it's not just a business, and it's not just a creative project. Nothing, and it's not just a family. Like nothing for you is ever just that thing. It's like a vision, a grand vision that you have for your whole life. I think that you might even be described as a bit of a visionary, and it might have been a challenge for you, or it might be a challenge for you to figure out how to build a life where you can like express and lean into all of like the different visions and projects. And so I think that the people who love you, they get excited about these things, and they feel like they get excited about, my nose is itching like so hard. I feel like there's a strong intuition here for this pile as well that you draw upon that makes everything around you just feel enlivened, But people are excited to like partner with you on your visions, or they feel like there's a place for you. And if I do feel like a lot of you have families, or you're married or something like that, and there's a strong sense of partnership between you and that individual, or like a strong sense of shared vision, something like that. And there's a sense that you complement each other really well in terms of your creativity or your ideas or your business ventures or something here like that. So yeah, and I do feel like you are seen as somebody who's very skillful. I kind of feel like you're a Swiss Army knife of a human being. Like maybe you are really, really good at problem solving, but it seems like you might be one of those people that you just keep having knowledge about things. And people are like, where did you learn that? Why do you know that? Why do you have that? You're just a grab bag full of surprises. And that's something that people really do love about you. And that's what this person really loves about you. There is a sense of you being elevated or in some kind of a leadership position, and especially a group of like Venus dominant individuals. So that could be women, but it also could be like creative types or, balanced types, like diplomatic types, something here like that. And there is also a sense that you work on your skills, you work on your strengths, and that's where your leadership energy comes from, is that you are strong. I will tell you this though, there are people that want to like usurp you, or they want to dethrone you or something. That's this double-edged sword here where, you rise up your energy and you come to this leadership position or something like that. And it's natural for, I'm not saying like it's healthier that it's good, but I'm saying like you're going to have people that have a problem with you, or that think that it should be them. Like jealousy. I feel like you could deal with jealousy, or you could deal with envy here at times, especially from people who are maybe pretending to be your friends, or I don't know, something here like that. So I feel like there's a strong sense of inspiration that's coming through. Also, if you are asking about a love interest and you are a male, then they like the D. Let's just leave it at that. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah. Now, there's something here about like getting to the truth. Like you get through the truth. And I feel like people leave your energy and they just feel forever changed. And I feel like that could be in a way that feels inspired. It's a double-edged sword. It's like either people walk away and they feel salty or something like that. They might even think that you are like a know-it-all sometimes, or that you're dry, or some people walk away with that, but other people walk away feeling inspired and feeling creative. And I feel like you bring out the parts of them where they want to do better and be better for themselves. Yeah, some of you guys, I'm just noticing that like this guy is not smiling in any of these pictures, like just a very straight, like stern face. There is a sense of you that like you're protective and you're driven and you're determined, and maybe you don't give too much away either, like in terms of your own emotions. And that might just come as like a part of your leadership function where you're trying not to have your emotions like be involved. Yeah, that is something that I'm getting here. Yeah, and so I feel like people show that they love you by listening to you, being like enraptured with the things that you say or like the things that you do, something like that. There is like an indication of a lot of knowledge. You might also have like a verbal talent where you know how to describe things really well, or you know the right words for certain things, or you say certain words that are a breakthrough for people. Yeah, there's something here of like as a key, but there's a skill or a talent that you have here. And I feel like you've built a business around it, or some kind of success. Again, very similar energy to pile number 1. Well, I'm getting a song. It's an older song. I'm not even going to attempt to sing this because she's got such like a high pitched, delicate little voice, but it's something like, the smile on your face lets me know that you need me. There's a truth in your eyes saying you'll never leave me. The touch of your hand says you'll catch me if ever I fall. You say it best when you say nothing at all. I'm pretty sure that's the name of it, When You Say Nothing at All, by Alison Krauss. There we go. So that tells me that the people around you, the reason that they love you is less about what you say and it's more about what you do. Maybe this is a skill that you have or just your skillful nature. It's how you show up. It's your being energy. It's the way that people feel whenever they're around you. It's the tone that you set in terms of like this leadership energy. It's feeling like when they're around you, they're in the presence of something bigger than themselves, like a vision, a purpose, something that they can get excited and passionate about, something that feels very dharmic and that you're all in. And I feel like this really does inspire a lot of people to put that kind of energy into their own life, or maybe even to whatever your vision is. Like I do feel like a lot of people want to help you build like your vision. They feel invested in that vision. And if you're asking about a person, right, it could be a spouse or a family member, something here. Like if you're asking about like a specific person, then I feel like their love language could potentially be acts of service. Like, I don't think this is a wordy person. They really just like it when you notice and you pay attention and you just kind of jump in and help them out. And it's not transactional. There's nothing that they've got to manage in their mind in order to, hit you back or anything like that. This is somebody who just really appreciates, I think, having like their burden alleviated and just having you notice like the little things. And I think that you do that. That's another thing that this person loves most about you, or people love most about you. I do think this pile, like you are very, very observant. And it's like whatever you put your energy towards, you are in it all the way, but you pay attention to like all of the little details. And I feel like you have a myriad of skills that go into whatever this is here that you're building. Now, as I'm speaking to you, there's like this little situation over here brewing in the corner. And so I just want to address this really quick. I feel like this isn't going to be for everybody, but look at this. This to me looks like somebody left, maybe. And this is where this could potentially tie into pile number 2, actually. Especially, I'm so sorry if this is not a work situation here for you guys, but I am picking up on work energy, and I was picking that up for pile number 2. This pile, it's harder to tell because you have an energy that's very blended. It's like your whole life feels like very holistic, that everything's like intertwined, right? So like family energy, creative energy, playful energy, romantic energy, business energy, reputation, how you come across, all of that seems to be like, very folded in and very intertwined here for you. So take this however it resonates, but you do have this like, maybe employer, like boss energy that I could be picking up on. Anyways, it does look to me like somebody here left, and maybe it felt like a betrayal. It was a very painful ending, and the 10 of Swords is a final ending, right? So that could have happened here. And this person, it's almost like they snuck away in the dead of night. And they might have literally done that, or this is just like the feeling. And then they went like radio silent, even though you know that there was a lot of love here. And so some of you might be asking what this person loves about you. And I think, this person loves the same things about you that all these other people love. But you know what I was getting is that, remember we were saying this is a double-edged sword here at the beginning, and I do feel like there's people that like really vibe with it. Like when you declare yourself and you have a mission and you have a vibe and you have a purpose, it's like there's very naturally going to be people who are on board with it and other people who are like not so much on board with it, right? And I'm getting that this person was right in the middle in terms of that. There was something here that they were really questioning. They wanted the truth about something here with the Ace of Swords, and it's pointing right here at this Ten of Pentacles energy. So yeah, for some of you, this could be like a family business, or it's a business with a family-like atmosphere or something, and they wanted the truth about that. I'm hearing enmeshment wound. Yes, I feel like I know what's gone on here. So they needed to know the truth about this. And maybe this could be like, maybe they needed to know the truth about a partnership. And this, with all this work energy, it could be like manager, assistant manager, something like that. There's something here that didn't sit quite right about it. And that could be for a number of reasons. It could be that, they felt that all of this was like self-aggrandizing, but you were kind of beating the Aquarian drum. But then when you kind of take a step back, then there really is a king and queen, kind of a thing that everything's serving for. It didn't quite sit right with this person. That's for some of you. The other possibility that I'm getting is that this could have been like I said, a family type environment where everything is just like happy-go-lucky. And I'm seeing the Lego movie where it's like, everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Everything is awesome when you live in your dreams, right? But then everybody's kind of stuck and doing the same thing every single day, but they're only allowed to kind of like put a smile on their face. And it almost feels like nobody's allowed to be mad, or nobody's allowed to be different, or nobody's like, and this person, they weren't fully bought into whatever this was, and they didn't feel like that was okay in some way. And with this enmeshment wound, that really comes from a family where there's like not clear boundaries. So that could be another thing. It's like, and this could be like, maybe this is less to do with the setup within the business of like, okay, the assistant manager does this, and and if those aren't clearly outlined, then you have people kind of like maybe jockeying for power and trying to step on each other's toes, even though the intention might be, let's all like figure this out and learn how to share. But this could have been a situation like that went wrong, or at least for this person it went wrong. But it also could be less of that, because remember I'm saying that your life is very blended. And so if you were like friends with this person, but then they work for you, and then that doesn't work for this person. I'm watching someone breathing into a paper bag right now, like hyperventilating into a paper bag. This is somebody who needs clear roles, and they need people to be in clear areas of life. Like, these are my friends, and maybe it doesn't have to be so matchy, but they needed more structure than like whatever this was. They didn't know what was expected, but I'm feeling like, because with enmeshment, there's this fear of being engulfed. That's the thing. It's like being engulfed in somebody else's emotions or in somebody else's expectations, to the point where you're not an individual anymore. And this person felt like that. They may have felt betrayed, but I am getting a sense that this person felt like they needed to get away if they were going to, because there's something about this that's coming off very authoritarian, and it's not coming off authoritarian in the sense of like, I'm a dictator and everybody's got to do what I say, at least overtly. It's coming across more culturally homogenous, right? Or something like that. Like, we all believe the same way. We all think the same way. And again, you might not be intentionally putting this out there. Maybe this is something for you to mull over, or maybe this is just, it didn't work out for this person, and they didn't probably, who walks around and is like, my enmeshment wound is acting up again. Like, this is something this person's going to have to figure out, for themselves. That, and this is the mother thing in pile number 1, where they had this, like their individuality was not respected, or I don't know, something like that. I'm talking about in their childhood, but also maybe here in this environment. And so this person just felt like they needed to move away. Anyways, that's like a very specific thing. But I'm also noticing the red hood, where there's a sense that, I don't know, the big bad wolf could have gotten to this person. And I don't know what that means, but there could be a big bad wolf around. And I don't remember from pile number 1, what all I said about that. I knew that there was a big bad wolf in the mix that didn't look like a big bad wolf, but was one. And maybe it was just like the big bad wolf in this person's memory of their, because, the big bad wolf eats the grandma. That's kind of like engulfing, or enmeshing. And so this person just felt very threatened by, I feel like, this homogenous culture. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you did that intentionally, right? So maybe this is a point of reflection for you, but also maybe this is something that existed within this individual over here. Take that however it resonates. Now, the other thing that I'll say, if this was a romantic situation and the feelings between you were romantic, right? And this isn't a workplace scenario, and maybe you're not married, maybe this is a family business or something like that, and then all of a sudden there was somebody here that I think was honestly pretty reserved or like pretty shy or something, and then they all of a sudden like up and left, and it felt again like very much a betrayal. I'm hearing the song hi Loon, where are you? Luna? Sorry, my cat. What are you doing? Okay. I'm hearing the song I Lied by Nicki Minaj. Yeah, I'm just hearing that over and over again. I lied, I lied, I lied, I lied, I lied. And in that song, you should totally listen to it. It's a vibe. And I feel like it's a vibe that this person's kind of in, or was in, like when they were leaving. And it's like, I lied to keep you from breaking my heart. So if this was like a romantic thing and you felt like you were on the same page and everything was going really good and you really like this person, because there's soulmate energy here. You've got Uttara Falguni and Uttara Bhadra. That is like, you have a family, you have an empire. Like that's what those two signs want together. So if you felt like that's where you were headed with this person and all of a sudden they up and left, they got spooked. And they felt like you were a player. That's what it really is. They felt like, because whenever I listened to that song, I Lied, I always, always, always listen to Bed of Lies afterwards. It just, to me, it seems like those two songs go together. They definitely like vibe together. And that song is like, do you ever think of me when you lie? Lie down in your bed of lies. And I knew better than to look in your eyes. They only pretend you would be mine, right? So this person kind of thinks that maybe you're a charmer or something like that. Oh, and that was the charmer energy from pile number 1. So yeah, that's another possibility that's here. So overall, pile number 3, this was an interesting reading. And I just want to say this too. I'm getting strong MAGA energy for you, which is all about legacy. It's like there's a vision that you have and it is all about legacy. And just there's a couple things I don't know. I want to make sure you know this. It's almost like, yeah, you have a ton of guide energy, and it's like, while I've got your attention, MAGA is ruled over by the Patrice. It's the forefathers. It's like definitely comes through the paternal masculine lineage, and there could be a family business here that comes through the masculine lineage that you have or are training to take over or something like that. But the Patrice give a type of intuition to this energy. So some of you may realize that you do have a type of intuition. The thing is, you always have to ask for it. If you feel like you can do things on your own, they back off. But if you ask for their guidance and you ask for their help in certain things, they will come through and they will help. So some of you need to hear that right now, especially with this 5 energy. Maybe, I don't know, there is big energy here. So you could be starting something big or ending something big, like kneecapping, something here, and your lineage just wants you to know, light some incense for them or something, and they're happy to help you. And that MAGA energy as well, like it really does come through from good karmas from your past life. So I really do feel this is a good energy for a lot of you. I think your energy gets misunderstood where maybe you can come off materialistic, and there also is a challenge in MAGA of getting wrapped up in it. But you come in with really, really good intentions of wanting to bridge, like there's a part of you that just wants to be detached and move towards the spiritual life. But then, my cat's just hiding behind the curtain. I'm so sorry. That you want to live like a spiritual life, and part of you wants to detach, but then you also feel this drive towards building this vision that you have, because the goal in MAGA is for Artha. It's like community service, paying your taxes, things like that. And you can be split between the two of them. Eventually you kind of call uncle, and you have to work towards whatever this is. And this is your life mission, and this is your destiny, to build whatever this is. The danger is you get too wrapped up in it and you can get caught up in the tamasic pleasures and pains of worldly life. You really, really want to watch that. That could be what your Patrice, your forefathers are wanting to come and assist you with at this current time. They're like, tag us in, we got this, right? But so there's a danger that you can become attached to the good life and to like these energies, and you're not to. You're not to get attached to any of this. Keep yourself attachment free. Do what's required of you. Enjoy it. Be in the flow, but really watch that attachment energy and notice the different areas that attachment energy comes up. Luna, what are you doing? Hi. Are you hiding? Okay, well that's about it for me, pile number 3. Thank you so much for watching this video. If it resonated with you, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Bye guys.